friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two mid-range phones, the Moto G5 Plus with the Nubia Z11 Mini S. So these two phones are camera-centric smartphones and they come with really great cameras, and in this video we'll do a detailed comparison of these two phones to decide which is the better device to buy, which is the most affordable variant, and more also which is the better value for money device out there, and we'll also see all other aspects of these two phones. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's see the design and build quality of these two phones. Now design wise, both these devices are completely different in terms of the design elements. Both are unibody metallic construction and they look pretty good overall. And you can see the Moto G5 Plus is made of aluminum chassis, and it feels really premium when compared to the previous generation device. You can see there is a slight camera projection on the rear panel, which is a 12 megapixel unit with dual tone dual LED flash, and you can see the Moto logo, and the overall quality of the device feels quite good. And you can also see the fingerprint scanner is moved towards the front panel, and it neatly blends into the device design. So that's one area where the Moto G5 Plus feels premium, and the material quality looks really great. Now talking about the Nubia Z11 Mini S, again it has a unibody construction, and this one feels slightly more premium in terms of the design elements. You can see the antenna bands are made on the top. You can also see the red ring around the camera unit, and on the front panel also we can see the home button also has the red color circular ring, which actually feels slightly more premium than the Moto G5 Plus. So Moto G5 Plus also looks quite good. So overall we would say the sleeker device is definitely the Nubia Z11 Mini S, and feels quite good. Both are really a premium finish device and feels quite good in hands. So we'll leave it to our readers to decide which is the better looking device out there. We would say both are equally good and feels quite good in hands. So that was the design and build quality of these two phones. Now let's talk about the display of these two phones. So both these devices come with 5.2 inches screen size and full HD panel, and they have Corning Gorilla Glass protection offered on both the phones. Now the display quality feels quite good on both these devices. You can see the viewing angles are really good. The color quality and the touch response also feels quite good. The sunlight readability of these two phones also quite good. So in the display aspect we would say both are quite good. But having said that, there is a 2.5D glass on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, which slightly adds to the premium finishing. So in the display department we would say it's a tie, and both these devices are quite good in terms of the display aspect. So now let's talk about the software experience. So here there's a completely different experience on these two devices. One is the stock UI, that's a Moto G5 Plus offering stock experience, and we also have a completely customized version, the Nubia UI. So both are providing different experience. So first let's talk about the Moto G5 Plus. So this is a completely stock experience, and if you're a person who loves stock experience, this is really good. There is no third-party app or settings available. It's the same simple stock UI, and you can also see the notification center, which is exactly the same what you see on the stock experience. And if you go to the settings, no additional features are included but the plain UI, and there are no additional options also included. But there is a Moto app which provides some actions and gestures. You can see some of the actions and gestures included for camera, a quick flashlight and more. And there is also a Moto display which provides a notification when the display is turned off. So this is the Moto app which feels quite good. Now talking about the Nubia UI, this is the customized version, the Nubia UI 4.0, and it provides multiple home screens devoid of an app drawer, and it comes with different options. You can see the customized notifications, and you can also see the settings panel is again customized. We have some added features included, and this is on top of Android 6.0 Marshmallow, while the Moto was on top of Android 7.0. And you can also see some of the edge gestures supported. So other than the gestures, there are some features also included. Some touch gestures, smart sensing and all those stuff. Super screenshot is also included, which is again a handy feature. You can do screen recording, and other steps are also included. So it's definitely a customized UI, but there's no theme support similar to the MIUI or the EMUI. So but then it definitely comes with some added features and custom UI. So if you're a person who loves custom UI, the Nubia UI definitely is a good UI to choose. Now talking about the performance of these two phones, we have Snapdragon 625 on these two devices. We have 4 gigs of RAM. The Moto G5 Plus offers 32 gigs of storage, and the Nubia Z11 Mini S comes with 64 gigabyte storage, which is an additional option on this device. Now talking about the day-to-day performance, both these devices were really good. There is hardly any issues, and we could use it as a daily driver without any issues on both the phones. Now talking about the gaming experience of these two phones, both are quite good in terms of the gaming experience. Since Snapdragon Snapdragon 625 is not a really powerful chipset. The gaming performance was also quite decent, and mind you, this is a 5.2-inch device, so the gaming experience won't be as good as what you see on a 5.5-inch device, but nevertheless both devices provide decent experience. Now both the phones come with dual SIM cards and micro SD card. We have a dedicated SD card on the Moto G5 Plus, while it's a hybrid SIM card on the Nubia Z11 Mini S. Now let's talk about the fingerprint scanner experience on these two phones. So on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, the fingerprint scanner is located on the rear panel, while it's on the front panel on the Moto G5 Plus. Now the fingerprint scanner experience is really good on both these phones, and they can unlock the device in really good time. Now additionally, the fingerprint scanner on the Nubia Z11 Mini S can be used to take super screenshots, video recording, and additional steps are there. Now on the Moto G5 Plus, you can also use the fingerprint scanner for back and multitasking option, which can be set from the settings menu, and this is pretty useful as well. Now let's move on to the camera aspect of these two phones. Now this is one area where both these devices excel, because both have really good cameras. We have a 23 megapixel camera on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, while it's a 12 megapixel shooter with f-stop 1.7 on the Moto G5 Plus. We have a dual LED flash on the G5 Plus, while it's a single LED flash on the Nubia Z11 Mini S. On the front panel, we have a 5 megapixel camera on the Moto G5 Plus, while it's a 13 megapixel front facing camera on the Nubia Z11 Mini S. So that was the camera hardware. Now let's talk about the camera interface. You can see that the Moto G5 Plus offers a pretty simple and basic interface, while the Nubia UI, the Nubia's camera UI provides additional options, and there's plethora of options available on the Nubia camera. While on the Moto G5 Plus, it's pretty simple and basic UI. We have the professional mode and video recording mode, along with the panorama and some basic options on the Moto G5 Plus, while it's a really feature-rich camera on the Nubia Z11 Mini S. Now talking about the camera performance of these two phones, so this is one area where it's a really difficult choice to decide which is the better device in terms of the camera performance. You can see some of the camera samples which you have taken, they come really good. We would say the color quality looks pretty much spot on. That's natural colors on the Nubia Z11 Mini S, while on the Moto G5 Plus it's slightly saturated in nature, but then it's still a really good quality. So both these cameras perform really well in almost all conditions, and even the macro shots both almost similar experience. So if you're a person who loves a bit of saturated images, vivid images, then go for Moto G5 Plus. But if you want natural color quality on your photos, then go for the Nubia Z11 Mini S. Now talking about the low light experience, this is one area where the Moto G5 Plus has f-stop 1.7, which allows additional light in the sensor, and you can also see that the photos have come slightly better in the Moto G5 Plus. Although the noise levels are slightly higher than the Nubia Z11 Mini S, you could see that more light produces slightly better images in low light conditions. But Nubia Z11 Mini S does a wonderful job with reducing the noise in the photos. So both these devices are neck to neck in terms of the performance. So that's a tie in terms of the camera UI and features. So the camera performance is definitely really great on both these devices. Now the selfie experience, again we would leave it to our viewers to decide which is a better selfie according to them, because the Moto G5 Plus has a slightly saturated selfies, but on the other hand the Nubia Z11 Mini S has slightly muted colors on the selfie experience. So again, a personal choice on which is the better selfie camera out there. Now both these phones can record videos in 4K, and they are quite good in terms of the camera recording. So that is the camera aspect of these two phones. Now next up, let's move on to the battery performance. So both the phones have 3000 mAh battery, and the Moto G5 Plus comes with turbocharging, but we are not really sure about the Nubia Z11 Mini S. We are just waiting for the confirmation on whether it comes with a fast charging, but then the Moto turbocharging really comes handy if you are running out of battery. And the battery performance of these two devices are really good, and you can easily get through 1 day of usage, and in most cases we can easily get through 1.5 days of usage on both these devices with almost a screen on time of around 5 to 6 hours, which is quite good for a 3000 mAh battery. So battery performance is again quite good on both the phones. So now we have talked about almost all aspects of these two phones. Now let's talk about the pricing. The Moto G5 Plus comes in two variants, 15,000 variant and a 17,000 variant, while the Nubia Z11 Mini S comes with 17,000 pricing, and you get additional 64GB storage in that variant. So that's again an added feature, and both these devices are really good. Now talking about the base variant of Moto G5 Plus, it comes with just 16GB storage, while the Nubia Z11 Mini offers 64GB by default. So now we're talking about the good aspects of these two phones. So the Moto G5 Plus has a really good build quality, design. The display also feels quite good. The software is really amazing. The stock UI and the cameras are really good. The performance also looks quite good, and overall battery experience is also really good. Now the Nubia Z11 Mini S has a really good design and build quality. Again, display looks quite good with a 2.5D glass and a premium finishing on the Nubia Z11 Mini S. And we have a customizable software, but it's a slightly older version, but definitely you can do a bit of customization in the UI. Now the Nubia Z11 Mini S also comes with really great camera experience with natural colors and a good battery experience. So we would say both the devices are really neck to neck in terms of the performance and aspects. So it's a really tough choice deciding which is a better device out there. But if you're not really particular about the software, the Nubia Z11 Mini offers slightly better experience because it has 64GB storage and almost same specification and hardware as that of the Moto G5 Plus. But then again, the Nubia Z11 Mini S as a brand is not really popular in India. The trustworthy brand would be the Moto, because Moto has been in India for quite some time. So that was the detailed comparison of these two phones. So we would leave it to our viewers to decide which is the better device to buy based on preferences and priorities, since it's a tough choice deciding one device out of these two devices. So that's all guys with the detailed comparison of these two phones. Hope this video was helpful. Do hit the like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.